snacks.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage here. Welcome to Snackin and Hangin. This is a special Royal Rumble episode. With me this time, one of the usuals, of course, is
this is a special Royal Rumble.
Nujoker.
Yo, yo.
And returning visitor, my good man OutBreak from Average Bros Review.
What up?
So, before we get in too deep, I just want you all to just do us a favor. Make sure you hit that download button on the podcast, subscribe button on the podcast, shoot over to the YouTube page. If you're not watching there already and you're just listening, shoot over to our YouTube page. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, give us a like, drop us a comment, share us with your friends, please. And by all means, hit all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us at Loading Snacks. We greatly appreciate it. Much love and so forth. Gentlemen, yesterday was first pay-per-view of the year 2016 WWE, and it was in fact the Royal Rumble. Now, I'm going to start by saying I haven't cared what's been going on in the WWE quite some time. Like, the last time I even gave it a little bit of attention was like, okay, they're going to break the Undertaker streak. Let me see what's going on. As a matter of fact, pretty sure I watched that with you, OutBreak.
Yep, you were there.
Yeah, we got to see my homie, the Shock Undertaker guy, live and direct as the memes began to pour in. But outside of that, I have not. I just don't, like, I don't know. Like, I haven't really been interested in wrestling since probably like 2001, 2002, something like that. So I don't really know what's going on. I did hear some big stuff, and there are still names I recognize, but truthfully, this is you guys' show.
Oh, so, you know it.
I'm going to let you guys kind of recap what happened, talk about what excited you, what didn't excite you, what matters, what doesn't, and then might as well talk a little bit about what happened on Raw tonight, because there was a guest on Raw. So, Nujoker, take it away, man.
Gotcha. So, I guess just to give you guys a little bit of a scenario, just in case you are not too up to date, to give you a little synopsis of what the Royal Rumble actually is, right quick. Make it quick, make it simple. So, one match with 30 superstars. The object is to throw the other superstars over the top rope, and the last person in the match, of course, wins. Now, typically, the person that wins the match is in the main event at WrestleMania, normally going for the title.
Correct.
Now, in this case, a little bit different. They actually were defending, Roman Reigns was defending the title in a 1 versus all match. So pretty much, he was defending his title against 30 other superstars.
That's trifling.
So,
why did they do that?
It was Vince's idea. Needless to say, Roman Reigns is not on the side of Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, none of them.
Okay.
So they don't care. They just do not want this man to have that title belt. So instead of a one-on-one, they was like, man, you should definitely lose this against at least one of 30 or 29 other people that's going to be on this match.
Right. Okay. That's a setup. Got it.
Set up for the jump.
I maintain my personal opinion that wrestling is the only real sport left on the planet. Wrestling is
true.
The real sport. I mean, look, if you tuned in to watch the Royal Rumble and you knew they changed the rules of the Royal Rumble, has been around for decades.
29 years pretty much now.
They just decided, nah, this time we're not doing it that way. We're gonna change the rules. We don't want this dude Roman Reigns. You know something sneaky going on. You know that when you tune in. That's the point. So
exactly.
All right, cool. So wait, so we have no idea who's going to be in the main event at WrestleMania as of right now.
As of right now, the only person, you know what? Before I say the person's name, we'll go a little bit into it.
Okay.
And there's also this start. Roman Reigns was our first entrant into the Royal Rumble match.
Oh, he was first?
He was first. So he had
I don't like Slim.
everything stacked against him from the jump street.
Okay.
Number 2 that came out was Rusev. So Rusev currently right now is in a little clique group, whatever you want to call it, called the League of Nations. So him, Sheamus, you have Wade Barrett, King Barrett, whatever you want to call him, and Alberto Del Rio. So my first initial reaction, when he came out, I was like, oh, each one of them was going to end up being 2, 3, 4, and 5 to pretty much screw Roman Reigns to the next degree. So last year in the Royal Rumble, for Roman to actually win, he actually eliminated Rusev. So as a good, I guess, start to this one, let's just bring that back real quick.
Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble last year.
Yep.
Oh, you're not supposed to win the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row.
Aha. So they started off that way, and Roman actually went ahead and eliminated Rusev within, it was about probably like a minute and 15, a minute and 20 seconds into it. Pretty quick.
Now wait a minute. Before you get too deep into the Royal Rumble, because I know the Royal Rumble is always the main event. So what happened at the preliminary events leading up to the Royal Rumble?
So preliminary events, which were also really good.
And actually, and Outbreak, I know this was kind of a milestone for you because I saw you post that you were sharing this Royal Rumble with your son, and this was the first pay-per-view event, period.
Yep, first time ever watching pay-per-view. It was cool, man. We had a really good time. Of course, with him being young, I have to tell him who to root for. Okay. I got to tell him who's cool and who's not cool.
Okay.
And nobody's a bad guy. So dudes like Kevin Owens, if I tell him that that's who we like, that's not a bad guy. That guy can't be a bad guy. No matter how much of a heel he is, that's the good guy.
He's gonna be a good guy no matter what. Got it. Okay.
Exactly. But it was a cool experience. I mean, him and I wrestle like he's got some toy belts. We go back and forth as to who's the champ and whatnot. I mean, we have a good time with it.
How often do you lose your belt?
Pretty much every time.
Okay.
If I win the belt, there's an instant rematch. There's no.
Got it.
We don't wait till the next event. There's always a rematch.
Got it. No pay-per-view events. None of that. Just
right.
Got it. All right. That's how it should be.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a really cool experience. So this is a special pay-per-view for me. I'll definitely remember it, and it helps that it was actually a pretty solid pay-per-view too. It wasn't terrible. It was good.
There you go. All right.
Very good.
Yeah. So let's talk preliminaries.
All right. So let's go. We'll go from the top. So first match of the night was actually a last man standing match, which kicked it off for the Intercontinental title. And this was between Dean Ambrose and, who we were just talking about, Kevin Owens. Now,
I don't know who these people are.
You don't know who these people are?
It doesn't matter.
How about Kevin Steen? Does that name ring a bell?
No.
No? Okay.
John Moxley.
He just changed last names to get married and take her name?
But pretty much this match from top to bottom was absolutely awesome. Now, for those that don't know, pretty much a last man standing match. The object is to incapacitate your opponent to the point they can't get up to a count of 10. So there's no DQ, there's none of that. The object is just to win at all costs.
DQ would be disqualification. You guys, he's talking in wrestling terms. Everybody doesn't know that.
I'm thinking about like blizzards right now. Like I want a Reese's Blizzard from DQ.
You want to hit that? Gotcha. All right, so that was a good match.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good spots in that match. There were some table spots. There's a lot of weapons. It was like a full-blown TLC. I haven't seen that in the WWE in a while.
Tables, ladders, and chairs for those.
There we go.
I'm too sure about that.
10, 11 care for some people.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Or a great singing group.
Yeah.
Left Dying Chili.
Yep.
I would love for them to do a T-Boz Left Dying Chili match. Be all about that.
Don't go chasing title belts.
There you go.
Oh!
Please stick to the rings and the match that you're used to. Let's continue. All right, so that was a solid match.
Oh,
No
and of course, for our winner of that, it was Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
He had come on top of that one, so he is now the new Intercontinental title champion.
Okay.
Continental champion. Extra word in there. Um, Another match that we had was Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship.
Okay.
This match, pretty much just your standard one-on-one format. Nothing major. No weapons. This was just a straightforward match.
Who cheated?
You said,
Who cheated?
believe it or not, nobody cheated in this match. This match was clean.
What kind of pay-per-view was that? Okay.
Hey, they had to get the other matches out of the way, and so they could get to the main attraction.
Okay.
But I guess a little background for those that are not too familiar. Kalisto typically is only in tag matches. He normally partners with Sin Cara. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of that name before.
No.
Nope, you haven't heard that name.
I don't know who that is.
And so Sin Cara is actually out hurt right now. So while he's hurt, Kalisto's been getting a nice little solo push. And he's been doing pretty good. I guess that maybe this one you may know. Kalisto, think of Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Mask, everything.
Yeah.
That's who Kalisto is.
All right. Got it.
Down to the luchador style, everything.
Okay.
Alberto Del Rio has been in the WWE for some time now. He left and came back. Pretty decent superstar. He has his moments. And that moment didn't stand out last night. He lost
Okay.
his belt to Kalisto for a second time within a matter of a week.
Terrible. Terrible. Okay. I mean, look, I'll put it to you this way. The last time I cared about the Intercontinental Championship belt, I'm going to say like Chris Jericho had it.
Okay.
Like, the Walls of Jericho was a threat. Like a serious threat.
The Lion Tamer. No, the Lion Tamer.
How about
That was the threat.
that. Yep. All right, so what happened after that?
From there, we got a tag. Well, actually, we got the Divas. So the Divas was between Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Now, if I tell you her whole name, now this you may know her when I tell you her whole name. Her whole name is Charlotte Flair.
Stop, dog. I mean, I know who she is. Nah, I do. I know who she is. But we can't just be calling her Charlotte. Let's have some respect. That last name is important.
Whoa, she dropped the name because she didn't.
Drop. She don't count no more. No respect.
Now,
She's hot though. I'm gonna say that. She's hot though. That's a
now, I will say your cheating ways, of course. So, of course, she was accompanied by her father to the ring.
Woo.
And needless to say, of course, he did get involved, like Flair traditionally would.
That's how it's supposed to go.
And of course, she retained the belt because of that.
Okay. Okay. That's my dude right there. And no
Oh,
beef.
you know,
See, Flair did a number of things last night. He was styling.
Yes.
He was profiling.
Yes.
He was limousine riding.
Yes.
He was jet flying.
Oh.
He was a kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun. It was great. He did steal a kiss though.
Did he?
Yeah.
oh yeah, he did steal a kiss.
Yeah.
That's pretty serious.
Yeah, he kissed Becky Lynch.
Uh-oh.
Messed up the whole match. Started going downhill for her from there. That threw her off a little bit.
Poison kiss. All right. Dig it. So the Divas got their wreck on.
They got their wreck on. And then for the last title defense, well, the second to last title defense, tag team titles were on the line.
Okay.
That would have been the champions, the New Day, versus the Usos.
Okay.
This match, of course, now, if you guys are not familiar with the New Day, it's actually a group of three. So there's always I guess you could say, the one-man oddball that's in the group. So he still considers himself to be a champion as well, even though there's tag team is only two. So you'll see him always alongside at the ringside. So the three guys from the New Day, Kofi Kingston,
Mm-hmm.
you have Big E, and you have who did I just miss? Jesus, look at me, I'm a brain fart right now. Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I started sweating there for a little bit.
Okay.
Xavier Woods typically, pretty much, I guess you could almost consider him to be the manager. I don't know if you want to consider me the manager or not, but pretty much he was out there with his trombone again. Francesca too. After last week, he got destroyed. It's really funny.
They got a lot of antics. For those of you who don't know, they're heels and they're very likable because they do a bunch of silly shit. It's pretty cool. I like them a lot. New Day rocks.
About I don't know. There's this one particular family that apparently like showed out last night. Like I don't know who they are, but I don't know. They're called the something family.
Oh, we'll get to that. The Wyatts.
Okay. Their time's kind. I was gonna say I don't know. I just they're all over the internet. Like they just talking about them. Like yeah. Like, they showed up and showed out and did their thing last night. And I'm like, all right, well, who are these dudes? Because the one dude I saw looked like he was like Mankind's son or something. My man looked terrible. But all right, continue.
All right, so that match, the Usos, of course, between both of them, they always put on a great show whenever they're out there. Long story, of course, well, short story, I should say. Third man, of course, you always have that extra man, always going to play a part in it.
Know what that means.
So, of course, Xavier Woods got involved, and the New Day won because of that.
I got to say, the highlight of that match for me was when Big E did that splash onto Jimmy. I was like, man, Big E's a big dude, and he just landed on that man, squished him.
Frog splash on him?
He didn't do like top rope or anything. He just jumped and just landed on the dude. But Big E's a big guy, man. His thighs are like the size of my waist.
What?
That dude is huge.
Yokozuna drop, bruh.
Ooh.
That classic.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like they crushed the man.
Okay. Terrible. So, the Usos lost.
Yep. Usos lost.
Okay. So the heels retain the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this has all led up to the main event. Or is there another match before the main event?
Nah. I didn't miss nothing, Bobby. I think that's
there's nothing else. Got right into the Royal Rhombus.
So we'll run back to where we were now.
They should have Royal Rhombus. I would love if they changed the shape of the ring specifically for the Royal Rumble. That would be
Rhombus.
The Royal Rhombus, bro. Dude,
I'm trademarking that tomorrow morning. I don't want anybody to get any ideas.
Better copyright that right now.
Right now.
TNA's hitting the drawing board right now as we speak.
Yeah. Pro wrestling.
They're sweating. But
so we get into the Rumble. A man comes down first.
Yep, Roman's out there first.
Okay.
So, you have Roman first, and of course Rusev second.
Okay.
He took Rusev out within minute 10, minute 15 seconds. So, of course, it's just Roman in the ring, and we get the countdown. Third person to come into the ring. Now, this third person, someone very special. Now, the person's music hit. Now, when his music hit, no one had any idea who it was, kind of. So once the Titantron started playing his video playback in the back, the couple words came up on it. We couldn't see it originally on the screen because they were focusing on Roman Reigns the whole entire time.
Okay.
But I saw his entrance tonight on Raw, and the first thing you saw pop up on the screen was I am. So, of course, everyone had a little bit of a strange I am. Who is this? And then the word phenomenal popped up underneath of that. The man known as the Phenomenal One, AJ Styles, made his WWE debut at the Rumble last night.
How did he get third into the ring? Just show up.
I honestly, like, we've known for the last few weeks now that this man was making this transition, but I kind of thought he was going to pop up closer to the end of the Rumble than anything else.
Okay.
But he popped up at 3, and I will give him props because he put on a hell of a show while he was in that match.
Okay.
Now, of course, he came out. He got one of the biggest pops probably of the last year of anybody. Because there was a point in time no one ever thought that this man was going to come to the WWE. Because he was in TNA and he had an awesome run in TNA. TNA World Champion a couple of times. He left there and he went to Japan. And he was over there with New Japan Pro Wrestling for a good while. He created the Bullet Club. For you guys, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Bullet Club, but it was a group that he created when he was over there. They became a very dominant force while he was running it. So when the rumors started to pop that he was actually going to come over to the WWE, a lot of people were trying to figure, well, how is this going to work? He's the founder, he's the runner of the Bullet Club. Like this is his baby. They're just going to pull him out of that. So on one of their, I guess you consider to be their pay-per-views, he did win his match, but after he won, he got turned on by the Bullet Club, and they beat him up, and then they just literally said, "AJ, you're fired." Like they just
in the ranks.
They just fired him. But in fast forward to today, he's now a WWE superstar.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go with AJ. But Nujoker's right. He got a hell of a pop last night. I mean, it's like when one of the people come back, like The Rock or something like that. Like it was a huge pop.
The people were super excited about it.
Yeah. I was too. I
was too. I lost it all. You have to ask my girl. Like
I choke slammed Caden right onto the concrete.
For those who don't know, Caden is his son.
Average bro Caden.
Big Styles showed up. Terrible. All right. Okay. So he's third. Now, like the highlight of it, you still got 27 people left to go.
27 people to go.
That was the highlight, though.
That was probably one of the biggest highlights. So I mean, for the next few, I mean, no one knew or anything like that. So a couple of your normal superstars came in. For the first time in a while, they actually built up where there was actually a decent amount of wrestlers in the ring at one time.
Who? How many? Like a lot of them. Just a lot all at once.
All at once. I would say maybe at any given time. Maybe I think the most in the ring at one time was maybe 12-ish. Okay. I think.
Yeah, it was right around that.
Okay.
Now I would say, like say, Roman, of course, was in there for a good while. Everyone was coming in. Now Jericho did come in.
Yeah, he was in there for a while.
I don't care whenever Jericho comes out. Whenever he comes out, everyone just goes nuts when he pops up. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was in there for like 50 minutes or something.
He was in there for a good while.
Oh.
He was in there for a good while.
50 minutes. That's a long time, bro.
Right.
It's a really long time. I mean, the Royal Rumble always takes, whatever the last match is in any pay-per-view, always takes at least an hour. That's part of the show. It takes an hour.
Yeah.
Period. At least an hour. So, I mean, it has to last, but yeah, for him to come down and be in there, because, I mean, let's just be real. Jericho's old, bro.
Yeah, he's put on a little bit of weight, but he can still move.
I believe it. He's still old. I mean, listen.
Jericho's always best for business.
Jericho, he was all right. I mean, I don't know. He just seems so, I don't know. He seems so basic to me. I don't know. It's, whatever. Anyway, okay. So Jericho came out and he stayed for a while. You got your main superstars. When does it get good? What happened?
All right. So Roman was in, and
he's still in. Roman Reigns is still in.
He's still in. So he gets thrown to the through the apron at one point, but he gets thrown through the middle, so he's still in the match.
He's still
but
in.
He gets jumped by the League of Nations. Like all of them come out, plus Vince McMahon himself, and they just start beating the holy hell out of Roman Reigns. Like
now, what does the League of Nations have against Roman Reigns, or are they just specifically working for?
You could say they're working for Vince.
So they're the corporate.
Sheamus was the world heavyweight champion beforehand, and Roman took it from him. So that's kind of where that grudge comes into play at. And then Vince they formed the League of Nations with all of the different superstars from the different countries.
Got it.
And of course, they beat the holy hell out of Roman. They put him through an announce table, like he's laying on the announce table, and Rusev just comes to
this announcement table.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
No, actually, there was the French. I think they switched it out. I think it was a French announcement table. If I'm not mistaken, this year.
Oh, I'm not ever watching that again. Table, it doesn't count, dog. Did they take the teleprompters out?
No, actually, he did take the teleprompters out.
They left the teleprompters in?
He left
Is this right? I don't understand.
The funny part was, now I've never seen this. They left the teleprompters in after he hit the big splash on Roman and left him for dead. He took one of them and walked out with it. Rusev did. He took one and walked out with it. I never seen that. He took the teleprompter.
Yeah, you know what? I saw a meme of that, and I didn't understand what was going on, but it was like, yeah, he took a teleprompter. And now what does that mean?
Champion. And he was like, he's the TV champion.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what does that mean? The TV champ. Is he going to wear that as a... he comes out with a teleprompter around his waist, dog.
Dog, oh my God.
Through. Like, if they start battling for that, it's a wrap.
But, after he took the prompter, Roman is still out there laying. They actually bring the stretcher out.
So technically he's not out of the match because he got thrown through the middle of the rope.
Yep.
They bring the stretcher out to take him away from the match as like they're going to DQ him, like he's out.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's in the back now. So he's in the back. No one, he's just back there.
That's cheating, but okay.
So Roman's out. He was out the match for, would you say maybe a good 20 minutes probably?
Yeah.
Like a good 20 minutes he was out of the match. So in that meantime, we had some of the bigger superstars show up. So like the Big Show came in, Kane came in,
right.
Mark Henry came in.
Is Mark Henry a big superstar?
Yeah, he's a superstar still.
I mean, I know he's a superstar. Like, people care.
I hate to say this, but
nobody cheers when Mark Henry comes out.
He's been jobbing these last few matches. It's sad to see, but he's been jobbing.
R-Truth came in one of like the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. Like I wish they didn't do that to him. I'd quit. R-Truth, I can't remember his old name.
What's his current name?
Oh, you mean
R-Truth? Yeah, K-Quick. That's
Howdy.
Oh, that dude still exists, bro.
Yeah, they had him come out to the ring, and he like goes out and grabs a ladder from under the ring.
Yeah,
and hops in the ring. Like everybody's down, and he sets up the ladder and climbs to the top of it, and then he looks up and he's like, "Oh, there's no belt!" Like, and then he gets knocked out, eliminated. It was stupid.
All right, he still have little dreadlocks.
Yeah.
But of course, also in the mean, we had the Wyatt family. Now this is where, of course, the one you're talking about. They literally came out maybe over the span of 6 or 7 different spots in the Rumble.
Okay.
By the time Bray Wyatt, who's the leader of the Wyatt family, got out there, Brock Lesnar was introduced into the match.
Okay.
And Brock Lesnar by himself pretty much eliminated the rest of the Wyatt family. So by the time Bray got in there, he was by his lonesome self. But of course, when Bray came down to the ring, he signaled for the rest of his family to just come back in the ring and just wail on Brock Lesnar. Yeah,
because I don't like Brock Lesnar. So that's
I can't stand Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't like
What kills me is that like the Wyatt family is supposed to be this dominant force in the WWE, and then they get almost bested by Brock Lesnar.
By one dude.
Yeah, and like the one guy, they just recently introduced this new member to the family. His name is Braun Strowman. The dude's like 5 inches taller than Brock and 99 pounds heavier than him. And somehow Brock can still kick his ass.
Why are people that big? Why does that's not human.
It's
See,
not.
Like the only...
Just to give you an idea, like he came eye to eye with the Big Show. And I mean, he was well, pretty much he was eye to eye almost with the Big Show.
Yeah.
Like it was damn scary.
Yeah. Big Show maybe had like an inch on him or
Inch or
something. Like
two,
it was
like-
close. Yeah.
What? All right. Okay. So at this point, Lesnar's been eliminating all these people. The Wyatt family has been eliminated except for one dude, but they've all been signaled to come back in and jump Lesnar.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm sure whoever else was in the ring just let it happen because nobody else wanted to deal with him. So they just
You
let
are
it happen.
100% correct on that.
Okay. I know how it goes. That's what I would do. If I was in the ring, I'd just let him wait on Lesnar. I'd be chilling.
So, of course, needless to say, Brock Lesnar gets eliminated. Sad part is, Bray wasn't even the one that threw him over the top rope. It was the rest of the Wyatt family that did it. And after they eliminated him, then they all left.
Okay, but listen. That still counts? He got
It still
eliminated by
counts.
people who weren't in it. That still counts as an elimination?
Because he went over the top rope.
Doesn't matter. You can put
Doesn't
yourself
matter.
over the top rope.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right, so I'm sure there's gonna be a reckoning for that. I got that. Okay. So then what happened? Where's my man Roman Reigns during all this? He's still out.
Roman's still out. Roman is still out. So we get to, I think it was number, would you say it was 26 or 27 maybe?
I think it was 26. Yeah, that sounds right.
Sheamus came out.
Okay.
So Sheamus came out and got maybe halfway down the ramp to get to the ring, and that's the moment where Reigns comes exploding out of the back, takes him out and gets in the ring, and he eliminates like 3 people right off the break from there.
All right, so wait a minute. He took Sheamus out before Sheamus even got in the ring?
Oh yeah, Sheamus still made it to the ring after the fact. Well, yeah, he took Sheamus out first, and then just continued the rest of the way into the ring.
Okay.
This man was on a stretcher 20 minutes prior.
Back in. I'm trying to tell you, the only real sport left. I'm just saying, it's the only real sport left. Literally, I read an article today about them being concerned about these people faking tennis matches at like the French Open or whatever it is. Like, because of all these bets and stuff, they're fixing matches.
Yeah.
All wrestling matches are fixed. We already know that. We already know when we get there. So it's the only drug that's still real.
You can still bet on wrestling matches, though.
You can, because you don't know who's going to win.
On wrestling matches.
But somebody does. You know what I'm saying? All right, okay. So Roman's back in. He eliminates like 3 people off the break. Punish Sheamus on the way down. Sheamus makes his way in.
I guess, one other thing I did miss, one of the nice little pieces of it. Kevin Owens came out. Now, of course, Kevin Owens and both Dean Ambrose were still in the Rumble, even though they had their own match earlier in the night. They beat each other senseless.
Okay.
But Kevin Owens came down. He limped down there, managed to do some damage. Now, the biggest, I guess, another biggest pop of the night. So Kevin Owens and AJ Styles got into it.
Okay.
Now,
So that's going to be a thing now?
so in the past, Ring of Honor. Now, this is where a lot of these indie superstars have been. Now, Ring of Honor is one of the, outside of WWE, this is one of the best things that you can watch. This is where they've both come from. Daniel Bryan, a lot of people have gone through Ring of Honor before coming to the WWE.
Right.
So when the two of them collided, it was just like seeing something from the past.
Okay.
Now, of course, this is where my heart broke. Kevin Owens eliminated AJ Styles.
I mean,
I kind of saw it coming. When I knew AJ was going to get eliminated, I was hoping for the best. I really wanted him to go to the end, but I know they knew they wanted whoever was going to eliminate him. They would have already had to been like a heel or someone to hate, because they were going to boo the crap out of whoever did it.
right.
So, of course, he did it. He gets booed anyway, so that just gave him the extra boos that he would want anyway.
Right.
And then after that, after he eliminated him, this another name you may not be familiar with, Sami Zayn. He's started on NXT.
I mean, I'm going to tell you that part of the issue that I have with the WWE right now is that literally there's no originality left. Like, all these dudes have just regular names. Like, these sound like people I work with. Like, these people don't have, like, they're not, like, nobody's special. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan, but at least Gold Dust is a thing. Like, it's a name. You know what I'm saying? Like, The
Goldust
Rock
is
was
number
a
2, by
thing.
the way.
Mr.
Goldust.
Perfect was a thing. Like, I know he had a real name.
The cool thing about Zayn coming out and like him and Owens got into it, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been wrestling each other since they were in the Indies. Like they've known each other like their whole wrestling careers.
Okay.
So their feud is really cool to see because they just always have had great in-ring chemistry because they've been wrestling each other for forever.
That's cool.
So that was cool seeing them get into it in the Rumble. That was awesome.
Excellent. All right.
But,
So we coming down to the wire.
So we got through 28. Now, originally I did a little random pick. 28 was going to be my number to win the Rumble. That was the random number that I picked.
I remember you saying, yeah.
28 ended up being Dolph Ziggler. Now, I know I used to feel real good when Ziggler came in, but now I'm just like, oh, God. Because he doesn't get the push anymore. So, needless to say, he gets eliminated a little bit later on.
Okay.
But it's the number 30 person that actually eliminated him.
Yes.
So,
And number 30 was
Triple H.
Hunter Hurst Helmsley, dog.
Now, I know this man did not want Roman to keep the belt, but the thing I like about Triple H is he's not afraid to get his own hands dirty when he needs to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a huge Triple H fan, but I can't, like, for real, in terms of, like, he's probably one of my favorite, he's easily one of my favorite heels of all time. Like, he's just good at it. Like, he's so easy to hate. And he wrecks. Like that dude just, he wrecks. You know what I'm saying? And the only time I think I've ever rooted for Triple H was when he was fighting Brock Lesnar. Like, I hated that. Like, I actually hated Brock Lesnar for breaking Triple H's arm. I was like, man, that dude's on roids. Somebody needs to shake that dude down. It's a wrap. He was gone. Then he went to the, like, he tried to do mixed martial arts, got punished, came right back. Yeah, nah.
So, of course,
Yeah.
Triple H gets in.
Hunter comes down, number 30.
So, you know, everyone's faces are just like, what the hell? Like, no one expected, especially Roman. So, you know, Roman saw him, and he got in the ring. You know, the two of them hit the stare down. It was crazy. And, of course, Dean Ambrose is still in the match. So, like, the last three, Dean Ambrose, Triple H, and Roman Reigns. And also Dolph Ziggler. So, we'll go 4. So, in the process of Dolph Ziggler, I think it was Dolph Ziggler, I don't remember who it was. In the process of Roman Reigns eliminating somebody, Triple H comes right up to Roman and throws him out.
Terrible.
So not only he took care of it himself, he eliminated him. The old Triple H came out at that point. This DX days came back in. He just started telling my man, "Suck it, like, dude, you out. You no longer champion. This champion. This is." So as soon as Roman got eliminated, it was like, well, we're getting a new champion in the mix. So the last two came down to Triple H and Dean Ambrose. Now, I honestly did not think Dean was going to make it to the very. I really didn't think he was going to make it to the end.
Right.
I mean, he's got one belt now. So I mean, we've seen people that have had double belts. It's happened. And I mean, the fight between the two of them was kind of short, but I mean, it was kind of cool to see Ambrose and Triple H fighting each other. It's typically not something that we would really see.
Okay.
Of course, Triple H and him went at it. Dean got him to the point where he was on the apron. He had him there for a couple of times, but he made one little slip up, and Triple H eliminated Dean Ambrose.
Belt. I mean, I'm with it. Take him down.
And so we have a new champion.
Okay.
It's the COO himself,
Okay.
Triple H.
Hey, I'm with it. Now listen. As a whole, what do you rate the pay-per-view as a whole?
So this one, I have to give this like in a while for these pay-per-views. And this one I'm very strong of. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Like, and that is a strong number for the matches before the Rumble and leading up to the Rumble, and the Rumble itself
Okay.
was really, really good. Because in the past, the pre-Rumble matches aren't that great just because the Rumble is really what's supposed to be the main attraction.
Right.
And since the title was actually being defended in the Rumble versus actually being the match prior to it, it was a little bit of a different scenario.
Got it.
But I mean, the matches from top to bottom, like, I was glued. I was glued to the
Give
set.
it a 9. Outbreak. Give the whole paper out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
7.5.
Okay. That's a bit low.
The reason that it didn't get a higher score for me, I didn't like some of the balancing in the Rumble. Like, I feel like they didn't take advantage of like the Y family being in there. I don't feel like they did enough with it.
Got you.
But overall, it was really good. I mean, the starting matches were pretty good, and the Rumble was good. But it wasn't. I think it could have been a little bit better.
Okay. I have one last question. Shut it down, gentlemen. That question is, under normal circumstances, the Royal Rumble is crowd at least one of the participants to the main event of wrestling. That's gone now. How do you think they're going to go about figuring out who's going to participate at WrestleMania?
I think we're gonna get that number one. I don't think they did it tonight on Raw. Like, I didn't get to finish watching Raw because I was in between here on work. But I know somehow we're gonna, between now and Fastlane. Fastlane now is that pay-per-view that's in between the two of them.
Okay.
So I don't think the title's gonna switch hands at Fastlane. At this point, I think Triple H is going to be in the main event at the World WrestleMania. That's a definite. I still have a feeling that somehow Roman is going to be the one to make it to Mania again.
Okay.
Now, the one person that I would like to see, but I think he's still got a little bit of time because he had got hurt, is Seth Rollins. Because from my understanding, the original play was actually going to be, we were looking at Seth Rollins versus Triple H at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Kind of as in, because Seth Rollins was actually under Triple H, so he had him like as his right-hand man. You're my chosen champion. You're the person that I want to be the face of this company. But we were building up to where I think the two of them were going to start clashing and butting heads until the point that they decided to go ahead and split.
Okay.
But when Seth got hurt, of course, and they had to crown the new champion, I think that idea kind of went out the window.
Dig it.
Now, I think the one thing that they did that they didn't want to happen this year, that happened last year, was someone cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase. Because when Seth did that to beat Roman and Brock Lesnar at Mania, they wanted to add him into that mix. But instead of doing it this year, Sheamus had it, and he cashed it in much earlier. But I would like to see maybe a triple threat match.
I was just going to raise now a triple threat match.
Because, like, that's something we haven't seen as in a main event in a while now. Like a main event for the title. Because I'm pretty sure at this point, I'm sure Roman is going to be in that match. It just comes down to if it's going to be
How they set it up.
two of them, triple threat, how they set it up, Hell in a Cell, some match like that. I would hope they would do something, maybe a little bit more than just your standard match to see.
Right.
But and of course there could be a
referee.
Oh yeah, we could have a special. Probably be Shawn Michaels.
Somebody's getting Sweet Tim music if that happens, and that will make my life for the rest of this year. I would be so excited to see that.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing WrestleMania, see what we got this year coming. I mean, Got to do something. Got to do something top last year.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, they got a while to build it up because really the way they did this Rumble, they gave themselves a clean slate. They haven't solidified a main event yet.
Is it April 3rd this year, if I'm not mistaken?
Okay.
That sounds good.
We got like 2 more pay-per-views between now and then.
Yep.
All right. So now, do you guys think that The Rock showing up tonight? I mean, I know they were in Miami, so maybe he's going to show up. But do you think that matters in the way that he was in there tonight, or you think it was a thing for the show for tonight?
I mean, they were in mind because he did this. They did this last year, the year before, when they showed up in Miami and The Rock came out. Because I mean, at the last Rumble, The Rock came out and actually helped out Roman. That was in Jersey last year. And he came out to help him look strong. I think that's kind of going to be the same play. Maybe The Rock somehow is going to make Roman look strong, look like this real champion that he should be. Okay. But I think this could be maybe leading up to The Rock having a match at WrestleMania again. Obviously, I don't think it'll be the main event of it, but it'll be like that attraction to have in there.
Right.
Like, hopefully John Cena doesn't get healed in time enough to where it's him again, because that was supposed to be a one-in-a-lifetime match. A one-in-a-lifetime match, and it happened twice.
I mean, I don't care about John Cena at all.
But I'm just like, and that was the headline. Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Past meets the present. I'm cool with that.
The first time was once in a lifetime. The second time was twice in a lifetime. The first time was once in a lifetime.
So I'm like,
some people died in between the first one and the second one, bro.
Came back.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, look, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. That's been Snackin and Hangin special. I definitely want to thank my esteemed guest, Nujoker, and my special guest, the good old Outbreak of Average Bros. Do me a favor, Outbreak. Everybody where they can get a hold of you, where they can find you, tell them about the website.
Yeah, we're pretty much everywhere. We're on Facebook, Average Bros Reviews. We got a website, averagebrosreviews.com. Twitter, at Average Bros Reviews. I mean, you can really find us anywhere. I'm still working on the Instagram thing. I haven't quite worked myself up to do it yet, but it'll be there soon. Hopefully by the next time I'm on one of these. So, yeah, just check us out.
Dig it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe button there.
Subscribe.
Give us a like. And share us with your friends. Please download and subscribe to the podcast. And follow all over your social media. Instagram, Twitter. I love Snap. I'm Gage. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Empty Shells. It's MTLLZ.
You guys can find me everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's all Nujoker89. More recently, also on Twitch. If you guys have seen me versus Coop, I gave Coop the business of some Mortal Kombat.
Don't bring Coop up. Don't do that. We'll make fun of him in private later. All right, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we're out. Toodles and lose.
Loading snacks.